84. Dear Kiddo, take my hand into darkness. The Bedtime Despot and the Phantom of Elephant Journal, Dearest Nugget, clutch my hand and dive into the void. The Bedtime Despot and the Phantom of Elephant Journal. Living with Mom was less like sharing a home, and more like starring in a deranged improv show called Domestic Spy Thriller, the Vitamin D Deficiency Diaries. Every move I made was a potential felony. Biking? Red alert. Strolling? Call the feds. Reading a book? Lock him up. He's plotting a coup. It was like I'd been cast in a nightly game show. Why's this jerk betraying me now? Hosted by Mom in a bathrobe, with mood lighting that screamed impending doom. Talking about work? Forbidden. Ideas are apparently scarier than a clown at a funeral. Having an opinion? That's treason, buddy. Playing devil's advocate? Sorry, Satan's not on the guest list in this holy temple of passive-aggressive warfare. Every chat was like tap dancing on a tightrope over a pit of lava, juggling flaming torches and dog-eared copies of The Secret. Let me paint you a masterpiece of a night. It was 8 p.m., prime normal, human chill time for most, but in Mom's dystopian funhouse, it was the sacred, mandatory snuggle shutdown, also known as couple's bedtime or bust. You'd just been tucked in, the house was silent, and I was cozied up with Stephen King's The Shining. Because nothing says relax like a tale of a haunted hotel and a guy who thinks axes are a personality trait. In retrospect, maybe a tad too relatable. Then, like a decaf-fueled poltergeist, Mom materialized in the doorway, bathrobe cinched like she was about to preside over the Salem witch trials. You need to come to bed, she decreed, voice dripping with the authority of a DMV clerk on a power trip. I blinked, baffled. Why? Because couples have to crash at the same time, she snapped, arms crossed, eyes narrowing like she was auditioning for Sleep Fascist, the musical. Now, I'd never heard this rule. Not from her, not from a shrink, not even from my buddy in Taos who still swaps spit with his ex whenever Venus is in retrograde. I squinted, sensing a trap. Where'd you hear that? And that, my tiny comrade, was when she dropped the two words that haunt my nightmares. Elephant Journal. Elephant Journal. That online fever dream where yoga moms and glitter-dusted bloggers churn out wisdom like you're not anxious, you're just a Gemini, or dump him if he owns a toaster oven. It's basically Pinterest with a side of unearned confidence. Mom was obsessed, emailing me links to articles by 22-year-olds named Moonbeam or Kale, who'd once overheard a TED Talk and now dispensed life advice like they'd cracked the code to the universe. These gurus had never been married, never raised a kid, and their proudest achievement was keeping a cactus alive for 3 months. Yet here was Mom, preaching their gospel like it was carved on stone tablets. I, foolish mortal, tried to reason. I explained that most couples don't treat bedtime like a UN mandate. I cited differing schedules. I even, Lord forgive me, brought up my own life experience, which is like waving a red flag at a bull made of Pinterest quotes and repressed rage. Her face morphed into a pout so intense it could have starred in a Pixar movie. The room got colder than a Yeti's armpit. Somewhere, a jackal cackled. This wasn't about sleep. It wasn't even about The Shining, though, lol, the irony. It was about control. Full-on bedtime dictator vibes. And I was the Rebel Alliance, flipping the bird to her regime. So began the great bedtime rebellion of 20XX. I stood my ground, refusing to bow to the tyranny of synchronized snoozing. I chose freedom over fitted sheets, glory over goose-down pillows, and self-respect over her creepy throw cushion collection. And I'd do it again, even if it meant crashing on the couch, with Jack Torrance's ghost whispering, "Bro, you should totally get an axe."